So, in today's video, as you've seen in the title, I'm going to go through what I think are the best VR masters in the whole game. We did something similar with the best DLCs in Shinobi Striker, but this is slightly different. I will pick them based on their unique skill set and their fighting style that is locked on their VR master. I got 2 free VR masters and 4 DLCs ones for this video, so before we jump straight into action, I would highly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel in order to join the Uzumaki family. And without further ado, let's see what are the best VR masters in Shinobi Striker. The first VR master in this video is the free Deidara VR master for the range class. He doesn't have like a special movement technique, let's say like Orochimaru, but his attacks are pretty cool. He doesn't shoot explosive projectiles though, even though he has his mounts on his palms, which seems kind of weird. But his heavy attack, bro, his heavy attack is pretty unique and fast because he throws double kunais, not just one kunai, he throws double kunais. And for a free VR master, you can have a lot of fun with him and deal a really solid amount of damage. Despite the fact he's a range type, his hand-to-hand combat is also pretty cool, and his jutsus are nothing but a pressure machine to the targets. The C2 dragon, I like to place it so they're gonna have a hard time killing it most of the times, you know, in the air, so they're gonna be like airborne when they attack it. This jutsu doesn't have the best tracking, but it will for sure annoy your enemies and make time for you to hit those twin birds that have a lot of range, and it will track your target if that's the last thing they'll do. This VR master, I'd say, is pretty cool for base battles and especially flags because people are gonna stay like on place, they're gonna stay still, and that leaves you room for the C2 dragon to actually attack and knock them off the base or the flag. So he also comes up with a special substitution made for him, the clay clone jutsu, which will explode after subbing away. But the highlight of this VR master gotta be his secret technique, his ultimate. The C4 Karura is maybe the best free secret technique in the whole game, not just on the range class. And I know I might be dumb, I might be, you know, flamed for this, but I really think this is the best free secret technique in the whole game. The amount of destruction and value this ult can bring is insane, and a squad wipe has never been this easy. You just gotta see the vision and time it perfectly. So in my opinion, the best free range VR master gotta be Deidara. Moving on now to the next free VR master, we got another Akatsuki member. Kisame is a defense class VR master, and I'll tell you the only reason I picked him. He comes up with his Samehara weapon, and I know the Samehara is a separate weapon in the game, but judging just the VR master, he can steal chakra with his sword and charge up his secret technique faster, which is the Super Shark Bomb, bro. I mean, it's nothing to take too lightly. That ult really does pack a punch. His combos are insanely fast for his class. I was surprised and almost forgot he's a defense type and he should move slower than the rest of the VR masters, but holy bro, his combos are pretty smooth and solid. I know I've seen a lot of people when I was playing the pits playing as either Deidara or Kisame. Now I understand why. His jutsus are really good for toying with your enemies because the Shark Bomb will let you steal your enemies' jutsus and reset their cooldown, so they will have nothing to fight you but their own hands or weapon or whatever they have. And also you can do this jutsu in the air now. For some time it was only locked on doing it on the ground, and because it is a water jutsu, it can travel through walls. The Subterranean Voyage was a very hated jutsu back in the day because of how toxic it was. A defense class is pretty tanky, you know, it has a lot of HP, it can withstand a lot of attacks, but giving them the ability to go underground, escape the battle, run away, and heal while doing that, bro, I don't know about you, but that just seems impossible to kill. Kisame really holds his place as a solid free defense VR master, and maybe, if you haven't already, you should try him out sometime. Alright, now we move on to the bad boys, the DLC VR masters, and kicking things off with Might Guy, an ATK VR master which really deserves to be in this video. If there is a character that screams ATK, well, it's gotta be Might Guy. And keep in mind, you don't have to have this DLC to actually play with the VR masters. Every VR master can be unlocked with just the first level, so I mean, that's pretty cool. You can play as every DLC in the whole game. And you just gotta look at my man Might Guy, bro. His movement is pretty funny, bro. Just running around like this is just a joke for him. And also fighting with his nunchucks in his combos. That's gotta be just amazing, bro. What I absolutely love about Might Guy's combos, it's his air heavy attack that spins around like a freaking Beyblade and deals massive damage to your enemy. I mean, in terms of taijutsu, he really sits on the throne as the best VR master there is. Also, I noticed that his forward dash is faster than everybody else's. I don't know if this is just like an illusion or I'm dumb, but it really feels like he does it faster. His jutsus are not necessarily my favorite ones on the ATK class. The Youthful Roar is a really good combo starter to just go all out with your taijutsu on your enemy. If they are a healer, it can cancel their status, I'm pretty sure, and stuff like this, and get rid of like burning damage or poison on you. But in my opinion, the better jutsu is the dynamic entry. Y'all don't know how many times I push people off my flag or my base with this jutsu. It also deals a good amount of damage, and it has the chance to push the enemy so far. He hits a wall, so then you can do like some extra 5 or like 6 hits on them. His secret technique is probably my favorite on the ATK class, the opening of the 8 gates. When you see this shit, bro, running around you, all you have to do is turn 180 degrees and run for your life as well. Even if you do that, bro, him being able to shoot Sekizo at you and killing you with maybe like 3 hits, it's crazy. And also I think it has infinite range as long as you have the lock onto them. The clutch factor. The Night Guy is what will make you feel like fucking Superman saving the day. You die after you use this, of course, but at least you can take a couple of guys with you. Next up, we got Kaguya on the healer class. And I know most people don't like her DLC, but hold on, hear me out, we're talking only about her VR master. Her ability to dash while teleporting is really cool and it can confuse your enemies a lot. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like you can dodge things easier with this dash and I feel like they're slightly faster. Her combos are really unique as she's able to fight with the black Zetsu in her sleeve, and we don't have anything like this as a weapon in Shinobi Striker, so I feel like she deserves a little bit of credit for that. Her combos are pretty fast and they do a solid amount of damage for a healer class. What I really like is her dash attack as she slashes everything in its way with her blades or bones or whatever those are. And it can hit multiple people if they are like next to each other. She also does have like a little stun after her dash attack, so that leaves them up for like the 80 vacuum fist, which also has super armor while it's being casted. You can still take damage, but few jutsus can actually knock you and interrupt you. And as for the damage of that jutsu, for a healer class, that is a lot. It can push them off bases or flags while dealing damage to multiple people if you can catch them. It can also be done in the air, so if you manage to hit a pretty good combo, it's devastating. For her Bone Ash Jutsu, I always felt like this one was a little bit underwhelming. It does overtime damage, and if you manage to miss the Bone Ash, they travel back through portals. That's the whole gimmick of this jutsu, but they still have a slight chance of missing, so you will not be 100% sure this jutsu will hit. Her secret technique, on the other hand, most people think it's about killing them and doing multi-kills, but in my opinion, you get value if you have a base or a flag battle and you take 3 or 4 guys, you know, the whole team in your ults, and leave the rest on your team to steal bases or get the flag. Yeah, I guess you can have like a little bit of fun by killing them, but whenever I was caught in this ult, I managed to get out alive. So you're most likely going to be more successful about stealing them off the map and keeping them there until your team does the work. So I feel like Kaguya is a really good VR master. I remember when the Hero Festival was on and she was released, everybody was going crazy with her. Now we got the best defense VR master I think there is in Shinobi Striker, and I'm talking about the perfect Susanoo Shisui. Not only that they managed to add a non-canon version of Shisui, as we never seen Shisui with a perfect Susanoo in the show, he's also able to use this Susanoo in its attacks and the combos, and the amount of techniques Shisui can use in his combos is insane. First of all, he uses his flaming katana to do explosive damage. Also, he can use his body flicker technique to dash and teleport while doing combos. He can use his genjutsu for like a brief second or maybe even less than that in his combos. And on top of that, the Susanoo I talked about earlier. I mean, come on, bro. This VR Master has it all in terms of his weapon. I'm pretty surprised this weapon is not in the game and is locked onto Shisui as a VR Master. His ninja tool is a Demon Wind Shuriken that when it hits your target, it stuns them for a little bit, deals damage, but it teleports you right in front of them using the body flicker technique that can continue your combo and put more damage on them in order to kill them. As for his jutsus, I think they are the most flexible jutsus on the defense class. You can use this in any game mode because they will definitely bring value to you and your team. The Genjutsu Sharingan, I mean, come on, it's maybe the best Sharingan ability in the whole game. Subbing away and putting them to sleep while being able to hit them, it's absolutely a toxic level jutsu. It's basically the Sharingan from the ATK and the Tsukuyomi from the healer class combined into one jutsu. His other jutsu, the Susanoo Tsukumo, is what you will see in most base battles. It is the base battle protector, and it can not only hold the base for you, but also push people away with the spikes it shoots after the additional input. His secret technique, the perfect Susanoo Kishin, was very buggy when it got released, but now that I play with it one more time, I think it lives up to his name. A very special and unique ult that you can control where you want it to land, and damn bro, when it lands it really shows how crazy this VR Master is. Not only the damage after the Susanoo hits, but also the light beams that will do damage if anybody touches them, bro. He really is a must-played VR Master. Last but not least, we gotta show some love for the latest DLC added in Shinobi Striker, a fan favorite, and that is my man Momoshiki Otsutsuki. This VR Master feels like it has everything you wished for. First of all, his weapon has almighty push in its combos and a heavy attack that can snipe people from across the map. The Phoenix Bird that it shoots has insane tracking, and it can also be used as a close range attack because it will deal knockback, so you can just sit there and spam this all day. He also has fire, water and wind attacks on this weapon, but in my opinion I'll always forget about all of that. When I know I have almighty push and the Phoenix Bird, for me that's all I need to do some kills. His jutsus really showed us how unique a VR Master and a DLC can get. He's able to create a bridge with his jutsu and damage people that are in the way. Also, you get insane speed buff while walking on this bridge. The thing is, when an enemy walks on it, it will detonate and explode, dealing damage. His second jutsu, the Lava Golem, should not be on the range class, and I'm telling you why. Because it does way too much damage for the range class. You basically can hold onto this jutsu for as long as you want. Depending on how much you hold it, it will deal more damage. Once you are in the Lava Golem state and lock onto somebody, they have no chance of escaping. You will stomp them, and also you can do an additional input to smash them with your fist, dealing even more damage. Some people said this should have been his ult because when you look at his ultimate, his secret technique, yeah, I know it's pretty mid, throwing a red Rasengan that can insta-kill just one target, but the fun thing is that you will remain in this ult state with your stats boosted as long as you are alive, and you can even do the ult once again when you are in the ult state. So that shows how incredible and powerful this VR Master is. I've seen a lot of people saying this is the best VR Master we got in a while, and I can 100% agree with that. So yeah boys, these were in my opinion the best VR Masters in Shinobi Striker as of right now, December 2025. The year is almost over, and damn, we got some pretty cool stuff this year in terms of like weapons and DLCs and new stuff. So I would really like to hear your thoughts and what you think the best VR Masters are in the game. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care. I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got more remix inside my DNA. Inside my DNA. 死んだ天性